Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Did you see it? One sentence summary. Puny humans watch Godzilla do stuff. It's rubbish. Could you beat the villain? I thought the villain was going to be Charles Dance, but then he just disappears and he's never seen again, so it's not him. So in that case, could I beat Ghidorah, the three-headed flying monster thingy? Yeah, good. Easy peasy. So the army, who are like, oh man, we should definitely kill these big monsters, and they're right, by the way. They should try and kill the monsters. It just makes sense. Anyway, so the army try and oxygen destroyer missile, and it slows Ghidorah down, and shown that Ghidorah has regenerative capabilities, but like you can't regenerate from being choked out or like having a plastic bag chucked down your throat. Like humans are always killing animals with like rubbish, basically. Chuck some stuff down his throat, he chokes to death. He can't regenerate from that. Also, he's frozen in one of the poles. Did I write it down? Which one? South Pole. Apparently he's frozen at the South Pole. At no point during the film does anyone say, hey, maybe we should try and like freeze this big reptile monster. Anyway, how would you improve the film? This is going to go on for a long, long time. So it relies very heavily on your knowledge of the previous films, not the 2014 Godzilla and the King Kong, but like all the Japanese ones and the one in New York. And I haven't watched all of those, so I didn't know what was going on a lot of the time. Pick a main character and follow them, stop jumping points of view. Make the characters interesting, make the characters distinguishable. There's one scientist dude who was Jake's dad from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He is a scientist and he does listening to sounds really good. He does piloting drones. He gives some terrible archaeological information. I'll come back to you later. He's an expert on radiation. He's also the comic relief. So yeah, that was rubbish. Stop explaining things that are obvious. There's a main character dude who might be called Mark, and it's like, oh, he started drinking after 2014 Godzilla when his son died. You never see any evidence of that. At one point, there's a woman who says there isn't any information about Ghidorah. It's almost like people wanted to forget him. And then she goes on about the myth of Ghidorah, so there is information about it, and it's a goddamn liar. Oh, she's not here. They've been looking for like 5 seconds, and then like turns out she's not there, and she does happen to be somewhere else that they look, and they immediately find her. It's rubbish. I'm pretty sure the little girl who was 11 from Stranger Things, a piece of rubble just like hit her, and she just carried on going. So well done to her. They can track the monsters and listen to them and stuff, but only when the plot needs them to. So their equipment is rubbish. Scientist who does everything. He points out that there's a hidden temple under the sea. It's rubbish. You get to it through a vortex who no one driving a submarine could find for some reason. Doesn't matter. Anyway, someone's like, oh, this temple is Egyptian or Roman. It doesn't look like any of those. It's like Sumerian or Babylonian or something. But then the comic relief scientist man is like, no, it's older. There's a woman there whose job is to look into the history of things. She's the idiot who didn't know who Ghidorah was, but still, she's still there. Yeah, the temple was bullshit. I went on about it for like 3 more paragraphs. But there's like 1,000 people working at this research base. So like, how are you keeping them all quiet? It's also said that Godzilla is Aggie because they've got their shields up and they're pointing guns at him. But how does Godzilla, who's a big lizard monster robot thing, he's not a robot, I don't know why I said that, he's a big lizard monster thing, how does he know what the shields are or that they've got guns on them? So yeah. Oh, I'd run away from home if I had parents like you. What did you say? I said, I'd run away from home if I had parents like you. And then they go looking for the little girl at their old house that they haven't lived at for like 5 years, but it is unlocked and still got their pictures and stuff in it. But like, that's the opposite of what he said. He didn't say, I would go home. He said, I'd run away from home. And they look, yeah, and they find the little girl and it's rubbish. I used to love it when he said, let them fight. You weren't there when he said that in the last film, dude. So did Ken, what's his name? Did he say that all the time? I don't know. Yeah, there's a bit where the main lady, I think her name might be Emma, who cares? She Skypes the good guys to say, so I was like, I'm actually evil. And then she like has some little video clips to illustrate her point. So did she like edit a video together to just give him this speech? It was weird. He fought for us and he died for us. A, Godzilla isn't Jesus. B, he did not die because, you know, he managed to get himself home. Oh yeah, they spend ages talking about this magical orca device that can control the monsters or whatever, and then Charles Dance goes to the trouble of making it look like he kidnapped some people so he could steal it when actually they were working with him. So why didn't she just give him the device? That doesn't make sense. Anyway, so everyone's like, oh man, we got to get this thing back so we can save the day or whatever, and then they just leave it unattended and the little girl steals it and walks out of the place. It's rubbish. Anyway, rating out of 5 beers, 5. I hated it. Ugh.